Hey everyone, welcome to Pink Tutu Tarot. So today we're looking at a person in your life. You can decide who it is and what that relationship is, but we're looking at this person in your life and what's going on with them, but more importantly, what they would like to say to you if they could. Okay? So group one, your card is heartbroken. And I'll read the words beneath. It says deeply hurt, sad, separation, breakup, feeling lost, grieving, and mourning. That's for group one. Group two, we have karmic relationship, fleeting triggers, turmoil, resentment, lessons, letting go, and loving you. That's for group two. And group three, your card is heart with a key. And it says welcoming love, meeting the one, open your heart, getting together, and perfect. Okay? So all you have to do now is choose your card, choose your group, go down into the description box, click on the timestamp for the reading you want to watch, and it will take you straight there. All right, thanks, y'all. Hey, group one. All right, today we're going to take a look at what you need to know about this person. You can decide who it is, what you need to know about this person and what they would like to tell you if they could. So your initial card here is heartbroken. I'll read the words at the bottom. It says, deeply hurt, sad, separation, breakup, feeling lost, grieving, and mourning. We'll get some other cards out as well. All right, we have the Hermit, the Fool, the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, Queen of Cups in reverse, the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, Four of Cups in reverse, and then we have the Sword and the Rose, and it says clarity, truth, revelation, solidarity, force, honor, protection, and power. All right, we'll leave those there. Now just give me just a sec. I just like to listen for some initial messages for you before we jump into the cards. Real quick before I do, if you're interested in a personal reading, one that's just about you and your situation or questions you may have, not a general reading like this is, you can check my website, pink22tarot.com, and you'll see my availability there. Otherwise, I hope this reading brings you what you need. I hope it's helpful to you in some way. If it is, please consider giving it a thumbs up, dropping me a comment, subscribing for sure if you haven't done that yet. It helps me know that our energies are connected. It helps keep our energies connected for future readings. And it lets me know that the work I'm doing here is worthwhile. So I'm very grateful for that. All right, now give me just a second while I stop and listen for some initial messages. Okay, what I'm hearing is that this person is having a hard time sorting through their emotions about something that happened between the two of you. Now, this could be a romantic relationship in which you have broken up or you're separated in some way, but it doesn't have to be. You can decide who this person is and what the relationship is. But they are struggling to sort through their emotions. Let's see what else comes through. I'm also hearing that they are denying how they feel. I feel they're denying that to you. They may be putting on a brave face about something. They may just not be telling you what's going on in their heart. They may be more heartbroken than they're letting on, or they may be struggling more than they're letting on. They're denying it. They're putting on a brave face and acting as if they're okay, but they're really not so okay. Okay. All right, let's jump into the cards and see what comes through here. The first card being heartbroken, and I do feel a bit of heartache and heart pain coming from this person. They're struggling with their emotions. They're struggling with something they want to say to you. They want to behave as if everything is fine, but they're not feeling fine at all. They don't want to hurt you or burden you with their suffering. And that may be hard for you to hear. It may be that you want to know how they're feeling. Maybe you don't want to know. But regardless, this person in your life, or this person who was in your life in some instances, has a lot of feelings and emotions about a situation with you that they are struggling to convey, and they're keeping them to themselves. They're keeping it to themselves. It does feel like a bit of a grieving process. It doesn't mean that someone has died, but it feels like a loss to them. And I do feel that they feel a bit lost without you. Now, you may still be in their life. It may just be that you're not talking as much, or maybe that you're feeling a bit distant. But it does feel strongly that there is a loss that they are experiencing, but they're not conveying that to you. Now, with the sword and the rose card, I am getting that clarity will come around. Right now, they're suffering. Right now, they're feeling a lot of things, and they're trying to come to terms with how they're feeling. But I do feel that if you give them a little time to work out their thoughts and their emotions in their own self, within themselves, they will come around and share those feelings with you in a way and at a time that is appropriate, or that they feel is appropriate. So looking at your tarot cards, your first two cards, we have the Hermit and the Queen of Cups in reverse. And I do feel, especially with this Queen of Cups in reverse, that there's someone missing from their life. I feel strongly for most of you that that person is you. They're feeling alone. They're feeling isolated. They know there is something to this feeling. In other words, they're learning something from it. They're not just taking it for granted that they feel lonely or they feel heartbroken. They're not just telling themselves that this feeling will pass. They're actually asking themselves the hard questions of, why am I feeling this way? Why can't I shake this feeling? They may also be asking themselves, why are we apart? Now, that's not for everybody, but I am getting that for some of you. Why do we have to be apart right now? Or why did this happen if there was a breakup? All right, so we move into the Fool and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. They are moving toward an energy of a little bit more freedom, a little bit more clarity. They're trying to push themselves to do new things, to gain a new perspective, to try on a new hat, in essence. And that's what I'm getting, to try on a new hat, a new persona, a new way of looking at things. They're working on themselves right now. I do feel they're working on themselves, but they're trying to do it in a new way. They're trying to not repeat old mistakes or old ways of doing things. They're trying to improve. And they're trying to see their life and their situation through the eyes of someone who knows them best. And that person may very well be you. Okay? All right. So finally, we have the Nine of Pentacles reversed with the Four of Cups reversed. And I do feel as we progress into these two cards that your person is going to come around. They're going to want to talk to you. They're going to want to share with you how they're feeling. They're going to want to share with you that they don't want to be alone, or they don't want to be without you, or they don't want to keep you out of their life. That doesn't mean if this was a relationship and you've broken up that you have to get into a relationship with them again. Of course not. But there is something they want to share with you, and there is something they want to tell you, and they want to accept and embrace the fact that what feels like a loss now may actually be a good thing in the long run. They may not be here yet, but they are working toward this place of wanting to share their experience, their thoughts with you, their feelings with you, and to overcome this feeling of loss or disappointment and try to see the good that's come of this situation, or the good that can come of it. Right. Let's get some messages here and see what it is they'd like to tell you if they could right now. First card is I ran because I wasn't ready for you. They are working toward changing that, though. They really are working on themselves. I feel that they've been hiding a lot of emotions from you, a lot of their own inner truth. It could be out of insecurity. It could be out of just not wanting to feel vulnerable. It could be that they just haven't come to terms with how they feel yet. Okay? I want to reach out, but I don't know how. They're already wanting to talk to you. I definitely feel that. They're wanting to explain something to you, go over something with you, but they know they're not ready yet. They know it's not quite time yet to reveal that side of themselves with you. Your energy is intoxicating and it's pulling me in. I do feel that they feel you on some level. They think about you all the time. They're going over a situation in their head, whether that's a situation with you or one that involves you. They're replaying it in their mind and asking themselves, what happened? How do I keep this from happening again? How do I make this right? How do I make this better? I want to make you happy. I miss your smile. I do feel that they're spending a lot of time working on themselves in part so they can make it up to you for whatever has happened. Take that if it resonates for you, but I am getting that. If it doesn't resonate with you, then it's just meant for someone else. Don't worry. I really do care, even though I don't show it. They're definitely not showing it now. I do feel, again, that they will come around. They will talk to you, share with you their inner thoughts, their inner feelings, what's been going on in their head. If this is something you want, I wouldn't push them. Give them the space they need to wrap their head around what's going on, to come to terms with it, and to reach a place where they feel comfortable sharing these thoughts and feelings with you. It is coming. That clarity is coming. And I do feel they're going to be reaching out to you at some point. to talk to you, possibly to apologize, maybe to bring some closure, or to try to make things right. All right, group one, I hope that helps. I hope it gives you what you needed. Thank you so much for being here, y'all, and have a great day. Bye-bye. Hey, group two. All right, today we're going to take a look at what you need to know about this person in your life. You can decide who it is and what they would like to tell you if they could. Okay. So your initial card here is karmic relationship, and it says fleeting triggers, turmoil, resentment, lessons, letting go, and loving you. There, we'll get some additional cards down. We have the Knight of Swords in reverse. The Tower reversed. The World in reverse. The Wheel of Fortune reversed. The Sun. The Eight of Cups. And we have Girl with a Snake. It says empath and narcissist paradigm, being charmed or used, enable, and boundaries. All right, those are your cards. Now give me just a sec. I just want to listen for some initial messages for you before we jump into the cards. Real quick before I do, I'd like to mention that if you would like a personal reading, and it's just about you, a situation in your life, questions you may have, you can check my website, pink22tarot.com, and you can see my availability there. Otherwise, I hope this reading gives you what you need. I hope it's helpful and meaningful to you. If it is, please consider giving it a thumbs up, dropping me a comment down below, subscribing, certainly if you haven't done that yet. It helps me know that our energies are connecting, and it will help keep our energies connected for future readings. It also helps me know that the work I'm doing here is worthwhile, so I'm very grateful for that. All right, now bear with me one sec while I just listen for some initial messages for you. Okay, the first thing I'm hearing is that this person in your life something is feeling hard for them to accept. I don't have the details on that, so bear with me while I listen and see what additional information I can get for you. You know, this may not apply to everyone, but you'll know if this is you. What I'm hearing is that this person is finding it hard to accept that you are not coming back. That, again, that may not be for all of you, but for some of you, you have come to some kind of separation with someone. Doesn't have to be romantic. It could be, certainly could be. But there is a distance here between you, and they're struggling to accept that. Now, that doesn't apply to your situation. Don't worry. I do feel that that's many of you, not necessarily all of you. Let me see if any other messages come through. You know, they do feel, for those of you that are separated for whatever reason, your person feels strongly that this is not forever, that you will be coming back around, or they will be coming back around, that you will be brought together again at a time that is mutually beneficial for both of you. Now, outwardly, it may seem like you're not going to get back together, or you're not going to see each other again, or things are not going to return to the way they used to be in some way. But deep down, your person feels that things are changing and that they will see a change in your current circumstance. So whether this is a physical distance that's between you, an emotional one, you know, you may see each other, but there may be an emotional block there, an emotional break there. Your person feels that you're meant to be in each other's lives, and they do feel that you're meant to come back together again, or that you will come back together again in a way that is happier than even it was before. So hopefully that makes sense to you. All right, the first card here, karmic relationship. Your person does feel that there's more to your situation, more to your relationship, more to your connection than just a passing romance or casual friendship. They do feel you were meant to come into each other's lives. But again, they also feel that whatever's going on right now, that you are meant to return to each other's lives. Now, with the girl with the snake, I do feel they're putting up some boundaries. They are, in some way, they're pushing you away. Now, this may not be evident to you, but I feel it is apparent in their mind. They're trying to maybe cut back on the amount they communicate with you. Maybe they're trying to occupy themselves with other things. They're putting up boundaries in order to focus on you less. They're really trying to put their focus on themselves right now so that they can heal, so that they can get through whatever's been going on. But I do feel this is temporary. It's a protective measure. It's a protective measure to help them get through this difficult time. Right, so then we have the Knight of Swords reversed with the Wheel of Fortune reversed. They're not running away from you. So if you feel that they are, what I'm getting is that they actually are not. More than anything, they're at a standstill. They're not moving forward. They're not moving back. Yes, they're putting up boundaries around themselves. Yes, they may have some walls around themselves. They don't want to lose you as a romantic partner, as a friend, whatever your relationship is, they don't want to lose that. But I am getting, they also feel that it can't continue on the way it is going now. With the ups and downs, one minute you're here, the next minute you're not. So they're focusing on themselves. They're building up their strength and their resilience. And that may feel like they're pushing you away. And in some ways they are. But more than that, they're trying to protect themselves from the hurt they're feeling at the moment. So then we have the Tower reversed with the Sun. They're trying to rebuild their life, and they want to rebuild your relationship with each other to a happier place. happier than it was before. And it may have been very happy before, but something wasn't right. With this Tower card in reverse, there's something here that needs to be rebuilt. Something that was built on shaky ground. Now, you may not know that for yourself about your relationship, because this may be something that is more intrinsic to them. They may feel that their feelings, their actions, their progress within your relationship was built on sand, was built on shaky ground, and they're trying to rebuild that so that they can be happier and you can be happier. Now, if you're not hearing from them right now, this is someone important to you, and you're not hearing from them, or you're not hearing from them in the amount, the frequency that you used to. Try not to get too discouraged. Yes, they're putting up boundaries. Yes, they may appear to be pushing you away. But behind that wall, they're actually trying to rebuild themselves with the hope that at some point you'll rebuild your relationship with each other to something better, stronger, and happier than it was before. So finally, we have the World reversed with the Eight of Cups. They don't see this as the end of a chapter. They don't see this as an end at all. This is temporary in their mind. But they do see that they need to make an effort to walk toward a happier outcome, to work toward a happier outcome for both of you, but certainly for themselves. They don't want to be unhappy. They don't want to feel stuck or alone. They don't want to feel like they're on shaky ground. They do feel they can rebuild the situation. They do feel they can build up their strength and resilience and their ability to communicate and share with you. And that ultimately, you'll end up in a happier place together rather than apart. And if you're not meant to be together, you're still hoping for a happier outcome for both of you. I need to work on myself. I'm trying to clear my head. I absolutely 100% believe they are working on themselves. They want to do a better job in general and in specific with you. But I do feel that they know they've got work to do on themselves. I'm ready for commitment. I feel they are working toward this, especially for those of you where this is a romantic relationship, with a strong karmic tie or a strong karmic pull. I do feel, now this isn't for everybody, but I do feel for those of you in this type of romantic situation that they want to make things more permanent with you, which is why they're working so hard at rebuilding what wasn't working so well, at least within themselves. Maybe looking at what they've done wrong, where they've faltered, where they haven't been as good to you, or as fair to you, or as kind to you as they could have and should have. That's not to say anything was one-sided, but they do want to make it right for the bigger picture. It's not just about an apology or accepting, or acknowledging blame in something. It's not about that. It's about becoming a better person so that the future is better than the past. We're meant to be together. I will wait as long as it takes for a shot with you. Yeah, like I said before, they do feel that whatever has happened, they believe it's happened for a reason, but they also believe that the two of you will be in each other's lives again in a much bigger, stronger, more permanent way. The distance between us kills me. Yeah, they do feel the pain of the distance, whether that be a physical distance, emotional distance, or both. I've been manifesting you. I do feel they're spending a lot of time, again, working on themselves, focusing on a better future. Manifesting it, yes, but they're doing more than that. They're actually putting in the work to become a better person, a better friend, a better partner, a better soulmate. They really are trying. You probably don't see it because they're putting up these boundaries. But you will find out once they have done the work on themselves, you will find out what's been going on behind the scenes. All right, group 2, I hope that helps. I hope it gives you what you needed. Thank you so much for being here, y'all, and have a great day. Bye-bye. Hey, group 3. All right, today we're going to find out what's going on with your person, with this person, whoever that is. If you can decide who it is for you, and what they would like to tell you if they could. Okay. So your initial card here is Heart with a Key. And the words on the bottom say, welcoming love, meeting the one, open your heart, getting together, and perfect. Get some additional cards down. You have the Queen of Swords. The Moon in reverse. The Hanged Man in reverse. Knight of Swords. Six of Cups. Six of Swords in reverse. And we'll get one more card here. And we have addiction, codependent, obsession, possession, controlling, has a block, and restraint. All right, those are your cards. Now give me just a sec while I listen for some initial messages to come through for you. Real quick before I do, I'd like to mention that if you would like a personal reading, one that's just about you, a situation in your life, questions you may have, you can check my website, pink22tarot.com, and you can see my availability there. Otherwise, I hope this reading brings you what you need. I hope it's helpful and meaningful to you. If it does help you in any way, please consider giving it a thumbs up, dropping me a comment, subscribing if you haven't done that. It helps me know that our energies are connected. It helps keep our energies connected for future readings. And it lets me know that the work I'm doing here is worthwhile to you. So I do really appreciate that. All right, now bear with me one sec while I get some initial messages for you. Okay, the first thing I'm hearing is that your person is feeling very blocked. They're dealing with a struggle of some kind. I don't have yet what that struggle is, but they are feeling blocked, as if their heart is in a cage and they're not able to feel the way they want to feel or the way that they think they should feel. I'm getting again emotional blockages. They have emotional blockages. Let's see what else comes through. I'm also getting that they want to work on this blockage. They want to work on themselves. They want to open themselves up to you more fully. They don't exactly know how to do that at the moment, but they do want to. So if you can give them time, if this is someone you want in your life or someone you want to understand better, and you feel that maybe they're withholding something, or maybe you just feel they're a bit cold, they're not very forthcoming, they don't seem to be very open with you, try to trust that they are aware of this and they're working on it, and that they want to be more open. It's just something that right now, at least, is not very easy for them to do. Okay. So let's take a look at your cards. Your first card being the heart with a key, and I feel very much right now, if you can see this heart-shaped locking key, I feel very much right now that their heart is in lockdown mode. They're not feeling the way they think they should feel. They're not feeling much at all. They may be in a bit of a dark place, or they might just be in a place of emotional quicksand, meaning they feel like if they feel too much, they're going to sink. It will bury them. So rather than succumb to the quicksand, they've put a cage around their heart and they're blocking it out. But they don't want to do this forever. They want to figure out how to feel and to express their feelings without becoming too emotional or without sinking into sadness in some cases, or without losing a part of themselves. They don't want to feel quite so vulnerable. And they know that that vulnerability is what is needed to be fully open with you and with others. But they're struggling with that vulnerability, that sense of not being in full control. And with this addiction card, I'm getting very much a block. It's not an addiction so much as an effort to keep from wanting something or someone more than they're able to have them. So take that if that makes sense for your situation. It could be that in your situation, they can't be with you the way they want to be. Maybe there's something preventing them. And they don't want to feel that sadness. They don't want to feel that vulnerability. But they also know that you deserve an open and honest conversation. You deserve to be treated from a place of an open heart, from a place of unrestrained love. So they are working on it. Okay, looking at your tarot cards, we start with the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Swords. A lot of thinking is going on. They're very much in their head. They're blocking their heart a bit. But their thoughts are helping them move forward. Even if it doesn't feel like it at the moment, it may feel very cold. It may feel very stunted. It may feel like your relationship has hit a bit of a wall. But the reality is they're doing their best to think their way out of this, to think their way into a better place. Thinking alone is not going to get them there, but that's where they're starting. And they're trying to come to terms with a level of vulnerability that right now makes them feel very uncomfortable. Okay, so then we move into the moon reversed with the Six of Cups. They're looking to the past. They are absolutely reviewing situations that have happened between the two of you, conversations that have happened, outcomes that have happened. They're revisiting the past and past situations and past conversations, but doing it from a place of mental clarity. That really is where they're starting. Right now, that heart space, that emotional clarity, it isn't there for them yet. They're not ready to face their own fears, their own emotions, their own vulnerability. But bit by bit, they're moving closer to it. They're going from very much being completely in their head and trying to think their way out of it to at least looking at their emotions, considering them. They're still doing it from a fairly logical point of view, but it's baby steps here. It's baby steps. And then finally, we have the Hanged Man in reverse with the Six of Swords reversed. They're going to reach a point where they're going to see things from a new perspective. They're going to realize that being emotionally vulnerable with someone they trust, with someone they love and care for, is not a death sentence. It doesn't take away anything from who they are. They're going to put the swords down and worry less about how something looks, and worry less about what their brain is telling them they should do or shouldn't do. And they're going to focus on the journey of moving back toward you, of moving to a place of more closeness with you, more emotional clarity. They're working their way toward opening their heart and finding a way to be comfortable with that. All right, let's get some messages from them for you. I've been working on myself and am not the same as I was before. They are working on themselves. It's a bit of a slow process at the moment, but they're putting in the effort, they're putting in the time. It is something they want. I need to work on myself. I'm trying to clear my head. Interesting, the wording here, trying to clear their head. Yes, they're working on themselves, but they're very much in their head at the moment. But it is leading them to their heart. I've been watching your socials and admiring your pictures. So if you haven't heard from them in a while, maybe you're wondering if they've just moved on. For some of you, that won't be for all of you, but they're still thinking about you. They're still watching what you're doing. I don't feel in a creepy way at all. I feel like they're interested and they want to feel close to you, but they've got to work through that blockage that they've got. I'm holding on to the memories of us. Yet, if you remember, they're looking at the past. They're looking to the past and seeing, where could I have done this better? They're remembering times when they've been close. They're reviewing how often you have proven to them that they can trust you with their feelings. And they do need that in order to fully open themselves up to you. They need to be reminded that you're not going to judge them, you're not going to belittle them, that they can trust you with their most inner thoughts and feelings. I've been working on myself. Again, it just keeps coming up. They really are working on themselves. They want to do better and be better for you. Give them the time they need. If this person is important to you, trust that they are trying in their own way and in their own time to bring some clarity to your situation and to open themselves up more so that you can better understand how they feel, who they are on the inside in ways that you haven't seen before, and ultimately for you to be closer and more connected. All right, group 3, I hope that helps. I hope it brings you what you needed. Thank you so much for being here, y'all, and have a great day. Bye-bye.